Long ago, in the land of Egypt, the Israelites lived as slaves under a cruel and powerful king. Every day, they worked from sunrise until sunset, making bricks and building great cities. Their work was hard, their hearts were heavy, and they longed to be free. But God saw their suffering. He heard every prayer, every cry, and every tear. Even when they felt forgotten, God had a beautiful plan to rescue his people. A Hebrew baby named Moses was born during this difficult time. To protect him, his mother placed him in a small basket and set him gently among the reeds of the Nile River. God watched over the little child, and Pharaoh's daughter found him. She cared for him and raised him in the royal palace of Egypt. As Moses grew older, he discovered that he was one of God's people. One day, he left Egypt and journeyed into the quiet wilderness, where he became a shepherd. Many years later, while caring for his sheep near Mount Horeb, Moses noticed something extraordinary. A bush was burning with bright flames, yet it was not being consumed. As he drew closer, God called to him from the bush. The Lord said, "Moses, I have seen the suffering of my people. I have heard their cries, and I have come to rescue them. Go to Pharaoh, for I am sending you to lead my people out of Egypt." Though Moses felt afraid, he trusted God and returned to Egypt. Standing before Pharaoh, Moses boldly delivered God's message, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hard. He refused to listen and would not set the Israelites free. Then God showed his great power through 10 mighty plagues. The river turned to blood. Frogs covered the land. Swarms of insects filled the air. Great hail fell from the sky. Darkness covered Egypt, and many other wonders revealed that the Lord alone is the true God. At last, Pharaoh could resist no longer. "Go," he said, "take your people and leave." Filled with joy and hope, the Israelites gathered their families, packed their belongings, and began their journey out of Egypt. They believed that God was leading them toward freedom. But before long, Pharaoh changed his mind. His heart became hard once again, and he ordered his army to chase after the Israelites. Soon, the people looked behind them and saw clouds of dust rising across the desert. Pharaoh's soldiers and chariots were coming closer and closer. In front of them stretched the great Red Sea. Behind them came the mighty Egyptian army. The Israelites became frightened. They cried out to Moses, "Why did you bring us here? There is nowhere to run." Moses remained calm and gently said, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the salvation of the Lord today. The Lord himself will fight for you." Then God told Moses to stretch out his staff over the sea. Moses obeyed. A strong east wind began to blow throughout the entire night. Slowly, the waters of the Red Sea moved apart. The wind continued to blow until a wide path of dry ground appeared. By morning, enormous walls of water stood on both sides of the path. It was a miracle unlike anything the world had ever seen. Trusting God's promise, the Israelites began to walk across the sea. Families, children, grandparents, shepherds, and animals crossed safely on the dry ground while the towering walls of water stood beside them. When Pharaoh saw this, he ordered his army to follow. His soldiers and chariots rushed into the path between the walls of water. After every Israelite had reached the other side safely, God spoke to Moses once more. "Stretch out your hand over the sea again." Moses lifted his staff toward the sea. Immediately, the mighty walls of water came crashing down. The sea returned to its place, and Pharaoh's army was swept away. Not one of them survived. God had completely rescued his people. The Israelites stood safely on the shore, amazed by what they had seen. Their fear was gone, replaced with gratitude, peace, and joyful faith. Miriam took her tambourine, and the people sang and danced together, praising the Lord for his great victory. From that day forward, the Israelites continued their journey through the wilderness. By day, God guided them with a pillar of cloud. By night, he led them with a pillar of fire. Every step reminded them that God was with them, watching over them and leading them toward the future he had promised. The story of the Red Sea reminds us that no problem is too great for God. Even when the way seems impossible, he can make a path where there is none. God is faithful, God is powerful, and God always keeps his promises. May we remember to trust him, walk by faith, and never lose hope, knowing that he is always with us. Amen.